Uniform infinite charge sheet. From disk to sheet, is this sheet rectangle? What is the shape of the sheet? Do I need to mention? No. Because if something is infinite, its shape cannot be defined. So what is this progression? How did we jump from disk to a sheet? What is infinite? Well, nothing is infinite and anything can be infinite. Nothing is infinite is fairly simple. But how can anything be infinite? If you are 1 centimeter close to a 1 meter object, does that 1 meter object seem big to you? Yeah. If you are 1 millimeter close to a 1 meter wire, is it very big to you? Yes. If I stand a kilometer or 2 kilometers away on a very clear morning in Dubai, the Burj Khalifa is this much. But when I stand at the door of Burj Khalifa is something which can give me spondylitic pain. Has the size changed? No. The perception. When you are very close to anything, that anything perceptive size increases. So what is infinite mean practically? Infinite practically means microscopically close to a finite body. So if the sheet can be understood as a disk of infinite radius, are you okay with that? Perfect. That's all. That's all. A disk of infinite radius is what? An infinite disk. And when it is infinite, it's not a disk because dimensions are useless. It's an infinite sheet. There you go. See? See? I'll show the animation again. Look at the disk getting bigger, 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 and becomes a sheet. One more time. Bigger, 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 and a sheet. All right. So the modus operandi is very clear. The disk result, if the disk becomes infinitely huge, it can be called a sheet. Or if the point is microscopically close to the center, it's an infinite sheet. One is the ideal way of looking at it. One is the practical way of looking at it. Either it becomes infinite, slim chances, or you are microscopically close to a finite body. It seems, it is perceived as infinite. Got it? Perfect. So, the result which you have at x for a disk is of course sigma by 2 epsilon naught 1 minus x upon under root x square plus r square. If x is very small as compared to r, or kind of like limit x tends to 0, fair? If I say that, what is the field? Sigma by 2 epsilon naught. What is the most striking thing about this formula? Sigma, constant, uniform. 2, constant. Epsilon naught, constant. The field due to an infinite sheet of charge is constant in nature. An infinite sheet of charge produces uniform electric field. The value is sigma by 2 epsilon naught. It's actually away, or rather pointing away if positive and pointing towards if it's negative. I'll repeat. A disk, when you are microscopically close, becomes an infinite sheet. Limit x tends to 0. What do you have is sigma by 2 epsilon naught. Because if limit x tends to 0, you get a 0 straight away. Sigma by 2 epsilon naught. Remember this formula.